sports.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Denver Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. The Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott set to go on offense for the first time. And with Dak at the controls, his 6th season under center now as the Cowboys quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
On third down, it's Prescott. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Johnson to return it. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They will be led out by their now 44-year-old quarterback playing in his 22nd NFL season. Unbelievable. The great Tom Brady.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. It's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is caught. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Got it done.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is Tony Pollard. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think
he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
So after the INT, it's Brady. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here's Brady to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. To throw is Brady. And that is caught. And he has now tied the record. Touchdown.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Pollard elects to keep it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Dallas offense back out onto the field, and they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott able to hit his target, Lamb. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So Dak with a completion there, really showing no ill effects from that injury a season ago. Yeah, what do you think your keys are defensively trying to stop Mr. Prescott?
Well, I think any defensive coordinator will tell you, stop his running game first, because he is at his best off of play action when all of your linebackers come up to the line of scrimmage after the fake to the running back, and that allows him room and space to make a decision downfield. So take away the run, and that allows you to drop into coverage and blanket the field.
Elliott. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Here's Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Quick throw, and it's caught by Gallup. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well rushed. It's not too often you see a holder putting that football down right on the midfield stripe. 60 yards, Charles, but a little bit too much to bite off there.
Yeah, it's good to show confidence in your kicker. That might have been just a little bit too much. Now, I guarantee you, as you just noted, putting it down on the midfield stripe, the holder's thinking to himself,
that is caught, and the record is his. It's a touchdown. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now 21-0. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. Oh, Prescott stripped.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Prescott throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. Johnson on the return. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. The 4th touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady. And the Broncos continue to pull away here in this first half. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0 Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them, so I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And 3-and-out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. CeeDee Lamb is intended target, and it's 3rd and 4. Prescott now. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The football going back over to the Denver Broncos. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one-play drive's exactly what you want on.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Now McManus for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Amari Cooper the intended target, but it's going to be second down. Here's Prescott. And off the deflection, it's caught. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Now Prescott. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away. On the return, Johnson. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And this offense set up with a very short field. 1st and 10 inside the 20. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Brady. And he's got it. Touchdown, Broncos. Tyree Cleveland, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point from McManus is good, and it is 42-0. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. He's going to find Gallup here complete. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. First down, Prescott. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half, Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. They can't tackle him. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So we are at halftime here on Halloween, as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this was just...
This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Tyree Cleveland, 69 yards. And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Well, this is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
And Prescott, his third interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even two steps to everything they've...
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Tyree Cleveland, 46 yards. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point from McManus is good, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And they'll start at the 32. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmaker. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Mike Purcell breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. He had 3 of those sacks last week en route to being the AFC Defensive Player of the Week 1 right there. How do you block him now?
That's the question you think that they'd be able to answer. After having 3 the week before, you make all the necessary adjustments in practice, but he's such an imposing force. He knows how to get to the quarterback anyway.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that... And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Tyree Cleveland, 43 yards. And the Broncos get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I've lost track of how many times he's been in the end zone. This is just flat unbelievable.
Doesn't matter whether you have an abacus, a calculator, just old-fashioned pencil and paper trying to total it up. The number is staggering. What a performance. This man knows how to find the end zone and make it count.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And about set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Dallas, Texas is the spot. Third quarter inside AT&T Stadium. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Here's Brian Anger now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This will be fielded at the 17. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. So here are the Broncos to take over on offense. They've gone 2 months without a loss. 8 straight wins for them. And they've got the lead here in this one as well, trying to make it 9 in a row. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown! Tyree Cleveland, 60 yards. And the Broncos continue to pour it on. And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen. Not just him catching the passes, someone delivering it accurately, offensive line giving them time to throw the ball. A true team record, but he stands above it because he was on the receiving end of so many great plays.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. 9-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to...
And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That one good for 37 yards. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Melvin Gordon with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Broncos turn that interception into a touchdown. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play,
I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Now Pollard. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Prescott on first down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. CeeDee Lamb is intended target, but it'll be second down. Now Prescott. That is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and now it's third down. Prescott to throw. They're going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Set to take over, the Broncos offense trots back out, and they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. He's going to air one out. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Broncos. Tyree Cleveland finding the end zone yet again. And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole. Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. Looking to throw. Prescott. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Cowboys on third down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Prescott. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Mike Purcell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Returnable here from the 38. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. As the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. Looking deep downfield. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that will extend this big lead. They certainly made quick work of that. Ultra quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see. Just one play resulting in the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Not much there, only a yard. Throwing again on second down. Prescott. Oh, Prescott stripped. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
In trouble, and it looks like the offense did get the football back, but it is clearly in that end zone, and it's going to be a safety. So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Here's Williams to return. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And Denver getting set to take the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one will come out to the 25 as Pollard is going to elect not to return it. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now.
Oh, Prescott stripped. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, that means this next drive is going to start at the 3-yard line. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Brady going to look to throw. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. And no, they can't connect on the pass. So that gets the clock down to 11. Time for probably 2 more plays. Got to go quickly, though. On 2nd down, it's Gordon. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Broncos, the train just keeps rolling. 9-0 now to start this campaign. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll be at home for one next week